The Day Miss Daisy Broke Down, Episode 3. The Nevada desert can feel like it goes on forever. Miles and miles of sun-scorched earth, with nothing but the horizon teasing you in the distance. I was driving along one of those endless stretches, Sadie snoozing peacefully beside me when Miss Daisy started to act up. First there was a stutter in the engine, then the steering wheel got stiff in my hands, and before I knew it, the dashboard lit up like a Christmas tree. My heart sank. I eased her onto the shoulder, turned off the engine, and tried the ignition again. Click. Nothing but a click. "Well, Daisy," I sighed, glancing over at Sadie. "This isn't good." Sadie perked up her ears but didn't seem too concerned. Meanwhile, my stomach was twisting into knots. I popped the hood, more out of hope than expertise, and stared at the tangle of wires and parts I didn't understand. It might as well have been written in Greek. "No signal, of course," I muttered, checking my phone. "Not a single bar." I thought about my options. The last town was 20 miles back, and I hadn't seen another car in over an hour. At least I had water, snacks, and a bit of shade. I rummaged through my supplies and found an old orange bandana, tying it to Miss Daisy's antenna as a signal for help. Then I set up my folding chair, poured a bowl of water for Sadie, and tried to stay calm. The hours dragged. A car came by eventually, a little sedan, but it sped past without so much as slowing down. I tried not to let it get to me, but by late afternoon the heat and isolation were wearing on me. The horizon shimmered, and I started to think about where I could sleep if I had to spend the night here. Just as the sun dipped low enough to paint the sky orange, I spotted headlights in the distance. My heart leapt as they grew closer, and then the vehicle, a beat-up old truck, slowed and pulled off the road just ahead of me. "You need a hand?" a man called out as he climbed down from the cab. "I sure do," I called back, relief rushing through me like a cool breeze. He introduced himself as Joe, a retired mechanic who lived in the next town over. He took one look under the hood of Miss Daisy and said, "Loose alternator belt. It's an easy fix." Easy for him, maybe. He grabbed some tools from his truck and got to work while I fetched water and snacks to thank him. We chatted while he worked, and I learned he'd spent decades fixing trucks and RVs before retiring to the desert. "Folks like us have to look out for each other," he said as he tightened the last bolt. "Try her now." I held my breath, turned the key, and heard Miss Daisy roar back to life. It was like music to my ears. "I don't know how to thank you," I said, tears threatening to spill. "Just pay it forward when you get the chance," Joe said with a smile. That night I camped near the little town where Joe lived. As I sat under the stars, Sadie curled up beside me, I couldn't stop thinking about Joe's kindness. A week later I got the chance to pass it on. A young couple with a broken-down SUV was stranded at a rest stop. They looked scared and unsure, and I saw myself in their faces. I stopped, offered them water and snacks, and gave them a ride to the nearest town. The road has a way of testing you, but it also has a way of showing you the best in people. And as much as I grumble about Miss Daisy's quirks, I know she'll always get me where I need to be, even if it's to someone who needs help more than I do.